It started one morning. I woke up with a horrible rash going all up my arms and a fever so bad that I could barely think. My mum was going to call the hospital the previous day because I already had the rash, and I had woken up feeling so horrid. She finally convinced me to call the ambulance, and then I started peeing blood. The ambulance came quite quickly and took me to the William Harvey Hospital in Kent. From getting into the ambulance, I don't really have any memories until waking up in St. Thomas's in London. I was told much later that I had multi-system inflammatory syndrome secondary to SARS-CoV-19, such a mouthful. Kawasaki syndrome. Basically, it meant that I had had COVID, which I hadn't noticed, and then once the COVID was gone, my immune system started attacking everything, and my liver and heart were failing. They didn't have the things to help me in the William Harvey, so they took me to St. Thomas's, where I woke up in the ICU. I was so delusional when I first woke up, I have barely any memory. Apparently, the first time they tried to wake me, I tried to rip out the tubes. They said it's likely because with the bright lights and tubes and stuff, many people think that they've been abducted. I'm not sure if that's what I thought. Some weird delusions with my half-awake brain. Things I know now clearly couldn't have been real. Your brain is so out of it you don't even consider the possibility that what you're seeing is wrong. One of these that sticks with me was, for some reason, I thought that the hospital itself was on a Zeppelin or blimp that moved around, setting down in different cities, a hospital that bounces around the world, picking up the sick. It's like you're having dreams but not sure if you're asleep. This guy across and to the right of me, I swear I overheard someone saying he was a famous blues singer or something. I'm 60% sure that was a delusion. It might have been because he had such a loud, booming cough that when he tried to speak, it sounded like it was singing. I saw things, and it's so hard to know how much of what I remember was real and how much was just a delusion. Of course, most dreams you barely remember, but because I was awake for parts of them, they seem so vivid still. I thought I was watching a TV show that never existed. I've watched a whole documentary about the early life of Walt Disney. It was said to be his early life, but it's clear that things never did and never could have happened. For some reason, Walt Disney started his career as an animatronics worker at an ice cream shop. Make perfect sense somehow in the dream state. When I finally started to come round, I was able to tell a bit more when I was awake. I had cables in every single part of my body. I had to be careful not to pull something out. All those cables wrapping around me, feeling like constricting snakes, tying me to the bed. And they're in your body, so you can't sit up straight. You can't even get up to pee. Bound under the weight of everything that had happened to me. At one of my lowest points, I had full knowledge of what was going on, but I was feeling so horrible. Well, what if I died here? What would happen if I died right now? And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. Just no. Such a weird feeling to have half your body being shut down and question, do you want to die? And then deciding no. I still want to keep going. Let's do this. Such a sense of power from being able to fully admit, no, I don't want to die. And I did start to get better. The first time I was trying to take a drink from a tiny cup, I remember it feeling as heavy as a bucket. Still had a bit of a fever, so the water felt so cold and it was hard to swallow. It was hard to swallow water. Such a wild concept. And then the first time I was able to leave the ward, having a mask on and a little monitoring device. I got wheeled out to the outside meditation area. Just being able to breathe outside air and to be able to sit and feel the wind on my face. So weird and wonderful, even filtered through a mask. There was some artwork hanging there. I looked it up later, called Aquatic Flora. It had plastic and metal flowers, all of brilliant colours, hanging from the ceiling. It was beautiful, so beautiful. When I told people I was in hospital due to COVID, they always think my lungs were the things that weren't working, but it was my heart, liver and gut. Despite being a 20-year-old with no previous medical conditions, I got really bottled by it. The me before COVID is different from the me now, but none of this was my fault. No matter what, life would still go on. I've just got to keep moving forward. I'm not dead, so technically anything after that is good. I still got some heart damage, but overall I'm healthy. There's no meaning to it, but that's a good thing, because it means I can make the meaning myself.